Dividend yield is an incredible 9.5%, and the growth, that is a check at 5%. So not only the yield is impressive, but also the growth. And when we look at the price to earnings ratio, we see it is only 9.1. So not expensive at all. Hello friends, let's take a look at 5 dividend kings with a highest dividend yield. For those who don't know, dividend kings are companies that are growing their dividend every year for at least 50 years. So if they did that for half a century, we can expect them to continue this trend. And what is a dividend yield? Well, it shows the percentage return a company pays out in dividends per year. For example, 5% dividend yield means that if nothing changes, we should get 5% on our investment in 1 year. But it can be a mistake to look only at this ratio, because to understand if a dividend is secure and to see does it have a potential to grow over time, we also have to analyze some other metrics. So that is what we are going to do in this video. And if you want to learn more about dividend investing, then check out my course called Dividend Investing for Beginners. The link is in the description. So, the dividend king with the 5th highest dividend yield currently is Canadian Utilities Limited. This company engages in electricity, natural gas, renewables, pipelines, and retail energy businesses. Dividend yield is 5.9%, so shareholders can expect to get $1.33 through dividends per year. Payout ratio is an X at 88.2%, and we like to see it somewhere between 20 and 50%, so it is rather high. Less than 12% of the earnings is left in the company for growth, paying back debt, or acquiring other companies. Dividend growth, that is a check at 1.6% 5-year growth rate. So it is rather a slow growth, but with such a high payout ratio, we can't expect high growth. And currently the company has a price to earnings ratio of 12.9. So not expensive, but not very cheap either. 4th dividend king with a highest dividend yield is 3M. This company operates in 4 main fields: industry, worker safety, healthcare, and consumer goods. Dividend yield is at 6.6% with an annual dividend of $6.01 per share. Payout ratio is an X at minus 47.3%. What it means is that this company is currently losing money, so they have no earnings. Growth, it is a check at 1.8% 5-year growth rate. And since they have no earnings, we can't calculate the price to earnings ratio. But I recently made a video about 3M, so after watching this one, you can learn more about that company. The dividend king with the 3rd highest dividend yield currently is Universal Corporation. It is one of the world's leading tobacco merchants. Universal buys, sells, and processes tobacco. Dividend yield is 6.7%, and shareholders can expect to get $3.19 per share annually. Payout ratio is an X at 58.8%. So it is a bit higher than 50% that we like to see, but not by much. So that is actually a nice result, suggesting that the dividend should be secure. Dividend growth is a check at 2.8% annually in the last 5 years. That is a nice growth. Not crazy, but nice. And the price to earnings ratio is just 9.4. So at the first glance, this company does not seem expensive. Second dividend king with a highest dividend yield is Leggett Platt. It designs and produces various components and products that can be found in homes and cars. dividend yield is a very impressive 8.9%. That is a huge yield. Payout ratio is an X at minus 174.7%, and it is negative because currently this company is not making money. So that is worrying. Losing money and at the same time paying dividends is not a very sustainable strategy. Growth is also high at 4.2% 5-year growth rate. And we can't calculate the price to earnings ratio because in 2023 they did not earn any money. And finally, dividend king with the highest dividend yield is currently Altria Group. It is one of the world's largest producers of tobacco, cigarettes, and related products. They own companies like Philip Morris USA, US Smokeless Tobacco, and John Middleton. Dividend yield is an incredible 9.5%, so we can expect to get $3.88 per share through dividends. Payout ratio is an X at 83.4%, so it is high, but it is also rather typical for tobacco companies to distribute such a large portion of its earnings through dividends. And the growth, that is a check at 5%. So not only the yield is impressive, but also the growth. And when we look at the price to earnings ratio, we see it is only 9.1. So not expensive at all. If you want to learn more about other dividend kings and dividend aristocrats, you can find on our Patreon page the dividend ranking with the most important metrics of all those companies. The link is in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, you may want to see my analysis of 3M and Altria. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next one.